Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We're playing a triangle strategy. Just going to save my game here. Just completed Chapter 8, Part 3, Light and Shadow. So let's get started on Chapter 9.
The news of Prince Roland's death spreads across the land like wildfire. With his demise, seemingly comes the end of the Kingdom of Glenbrook. But only days later, a proclamation is made that would bind Esfrost and Glenbrook. Bearer of the royal signet and last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, Cordelia is to ascend as queen. And wed Archduke Gustadolf.
Princess Cordelia is to wed the Archduke? What is the meaning of this? Gustadolf is the very one who invaded Glenbrook.
But King Regna is to blame for trying to monopolize the mines.
What does it matter who the princess weds as long as Glenbrook lives on?
It damn well matters to me.
My people, our days of late have been dark and filled with strife. Both Glenbrook and Esfrost have suffered countless losses. And we have lost both of our beloved princes. For that, I offer you my deepest condolences. May they all rest in peace. As you all know, my father was sentenced to death for his role in this tragic event. But how do we come to grips with our sorrow and anger? How do we atone for our mistakes?
Esfrost does not deserve your forgiveness! Do not submit to Gustadolf's will!
Let us recognize our sins as such and move forward. Archduke Gustadolf has magnanimously given us another chance. A chance to see Glenbrook to a fair and free future. As the queen of this kingdom, I, Cordelia of House Glenbrook, do hereby accept the warmth and governance of Esfrost, and swear to do everything in my power to usher in an age of peace with the Archduke.
With all due respect, sir, I do not believe Queen Cordelia to be fit for ruling Glenbrook.
She does not need to be. She is to be our figurehead, a place for the people to focus both their hope and discontent. And while the poor people of Glenbrook stumble in the dark, we shall establish a new government, one based in freedom. Once the people have had a taste of true freedom Esfrost would offer them, there will be no turning back. By the time Cordelia births an heir, both this kingdom and its people will belong solely to Esfrost.
I would be loath to stand upon a political battlefield. It is far more heartless than those of war.
I am simply breathing new life into a kingdom of tired traditions. The people will thank me for it in time.
Father, my brothers, I swear to avenge you.
Right. So we've got a character story at this point. This is Roland reminisces during a training session with Serenoa.
You've gotten better, my friend. Much better. Only because I've had you to train with. And how far behind would I be without Sir Maxwell's tutelage?
The Dawnspear himself is my personal mentor. And still you're all but my equal.
It's been a while since we last sparred. It takes time to adapt to a new opponent.
Perhaps so. Anyhow, I always enjoy our skirmishes. No better way to clear my head after another quarrel with Father. Must all three nations be part of this mining venture? I've yet to hear a convincing argument as to why.
You do not hear because you do not listen.
Hyzant offers nothing but a sliver of their vast riches. Something we could easily do without. I understand the advantage of involving Esfrost. Their expertise speeds things along immeasurably. But Hyzant, have you at least demanded they lower the taxes on salt? Such a change would be welcomed by our subjects and enrich their daily lives. We cannot concede everything while gaining naught in return. Surely you see this, Father.
It has been decided, and I will hear no more. You presume upon matters you do not comprehend.
But Father, I'm just...
Now, Roland, if there is nothing else, pray leave me be. I have more important matters to attend to.
Yes, Father. If only I had found the right words. If only I had kept my emotions in check. Perhaps things would have ended differently.
Blaming yourself for past mistakes will lead you nowhere. You must look forward for the opportunities ahead.
Of course. And I trust you'll be at my side come that time.
Just as House Wolford stands with the crown, I stand with you.
I am fortunate to have as loyal a friend as you.
As am I. Enough sentimentality. Raise your spear so I can knock it down.
You're welcome to try, my friend.
Alright, let's see if there's any other side stories. No, not looking like it. Okay, so here at Castle Wolford it says, Sarah Noah and the others speak of Cordelia's ascension as Queen of Glenbrook.
Prince Roland, have you heard about the address at the capital?
I have.
I won't forgive them for making Her Highness say such horrible things.
Enough, Huet.
But they lied about the king's death. They made it seem like Gustadolf was justified.
Say no more. If Cordelia can endure this, so can we. And as long as she lives, that is enough for me.
Forgive me, Your Highness.
We all understand how you feel, Prince Roland.
No, I apologize. I lost control. Thinking about it will do us no good. We must rise to action.
Indeed we must. Everyone knows of your death now. That means we are free to make our next move.
Listen, my friends. Prince Roland of Glenbrook is dead. I am now merely Roland, a warrior who fled a fallen kingdom. I humbly ask for your support until the sun shines upon our royal line once again.
Is that Sir Maxwell's?
That mask. You look just like Sir Maxwell.
This is a secret that shall stay within House Wolford.
Master. Grant me the strength to free our home from Esfrost's clutches.
How is he doing?
Better than before. He groans in pain from time to time, though.
I see. I wish I could tell Father about our situation now, but...
Lord Serenoa, if your father were awake, I am certain he would praise you for safeguarding Wolfort.
Sad to say, the real trouble's only just beginning. I'll be damned if House N's protection comes for free. No doubt the longer we stay, the steeper the price.
Precisely. Minister Sorsley is not an altruistic soul.
If you were in his shoes, what would you do?
I would squeeze us dry, then look for an opportunity to.
But we won't let that happen.
Of course not. Anna is already on the move. It is our duty to protect and guide this house.
This heart ain't changed since the day Lord Simon took me in, lad. I'm ready to put my life on the line for this house. We'll get past this, one way or another. You'll see.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Alright. Looks like we've got some side stories. Let's start with this one at Twins Gate. It says, at Twins Gate, the death of an ardent youth changes the fate of one man.
Lord Svarog, the body of Lord Dragan is...
So my son has finally returned home. I will be there soon. Is something the matter?
I think it better not to look, my lord.
And why is that?
His face. There is no vestige of the handsome lad he once was.
Oh, my son. I understand. You are dismissed. I am so sorry, my boy. Please forgive your pitiful excuse for a father. I will find the one who did this to you. I swear it.
Okay, next up here is at the Wolfort Harbor. It says, Anna gathers information at Wolfort Harbor and hears rumors of illicit dealings.
I see. So there is an illicit salt trade held outside the auspices of the Norzelia Consortium.
In this business, you cannot avoid rumors even if you try. They say sneaking under the Consortium's nose is well worth the risk, but I am not so bold.
And who is behind all this?
I wish I could say.
I am not asking you to tell me for free.
How generous of you. It's but a rumor, of course, but... They say none other than Minister End in Hyzant is pulling the strings. And some free advice for you, my friend? You'd do well not to get involved.
Why?
I'm afraid that will cost a separate fee. Why, thank you.
Right, let's see here. Down at the source, it says, the sweltering heat at the source parches the very hearts of men.
Water!
On your feet!
Water, please!
Get back to work! You aren't the only one who's thirsty.
No setbacks, I presume?
None, sir. We are already well ahead of schedule.
Splendid. The ledger, if you would.
Yes, sir.
I would hate for there to be a problem with our numbers. I will hold on to this for now.
Of course, sir.
Water!
Put the poor thing out of its misery, Booker. You must be firm with the Roselle. Show them the slightest mercy, and they'll think they deserve more.
Yes, sir!
All right, Frederica voices her doubts to Serenoa.
Serenoa, do you have a moment? I was hoping to talk to you about our marriage. Now that Glenbrook has been brought to ruin by Esfrost, is there any meaning to our union? My brother may have been planning this from the start. And yet I came to Wolffort with the intent of marrying you, completely unaware of it. It's always like this. Nothing ever goes as I would wish it. The course of my life has always been at the mercy of others.
As has mine. Almost nothing happens the way I thought it would.
But you have a home. Somewhere you can return to someday. You are surrounded by people who care about you.
As do you, as a member of House Wolffort. Your place is with us now.
Serenoa.
And though this may sound pretentious, this is a time for you to think about your future and what you must do, Frederica. Just as I am.
I suppose you are right. What must I do?
Here you are. Master Benedict has been searching for you both.
Understood. Let him know we will return at once. You said we received a delivery from Minister Sorsley.
Yes, mostly food and materials, plus a considerable amount of coin.
That is quite kind of him.
House End is a wealthy one, even by Hyzant's standards. This would barely put a dent in their coffers. We have distributed the resources as needed. We've even managed to restock our reserves.
Wish I could be happy for the help, but I can't say I am.
Agreed. Relying on them comes at a price. They will be looking for recompense.
I believe that to be their true aim.
But this is the path we chose to walk together.
Indeed. And as long as we stay the course, the winds of favor will someday be at our backs.
A missive from Minister Sorsley has arrived.
I see he wastes no time. What absurd request could he possibly have in store for us?
Nothing good, that's for sure.
Okay, looks like we've got a vote to do here. Alright, let's get started. Serenoa and the others gathered to discuss their response to a certain minister's request.
Yet another problem has arisen, as we anticipated. I would like to ask everyone what they think. Benedict, if you would.
Yes, my lord. We have just received a request from Minister Sorcelet. We are to deliver his cargo to Aesfrost.
Cargo?
A load of salt that bypasses the consortium.
He is asking us to be an accomplice to his illegal dealings.
The nerve of him, asking the Honorable House Wolford to do such a filthy job. No way we'd agree to that.
But consider this. Agreeing would secure us proof of his unlawful business.
Are you suggesting we report him to Hyzant?
I am saying it is an option.
You got a point. We have a duty to speak up when something's not right. That's the honorable thing to do.
We might even earn the Holy One's trust.
Have you all forgotten? Minister Sorcelet is one of Hyzant's Saintly Seven. His connections run far deeper than ours. We must tread carefully.
Then we need solid evidence to convict him. I should think the salt he wishes us to transport would suffice. But we are the only ones that know it. And it is indistinguishable from the salt that is legally distributed. Far from the solid evidence we need.
Regrettably so.
One false move and we lose both Minister Sorcelet's support and Hyzant's trust. Without proof, we have no choice but to go to Aesfrost.
If only we had evidence of his misdeeds.
It comes as no surprise to see our opinions differ, but a decision must be made. To report Minister Sorcelet's illegal dealings to Hyzant, or become a silent accomplice. Bring the scales. It is time to make our choice.
Alright, we managed to survive the battle, but the situation around us grows ever more complex. The decision before us now will greatly sway the course of our future. I must be firm in my convictions. So in order to do the golden route, this choice here is actually very important. You need to transport the illegal salt. So that looks like that's that's like a yellow, which I take to mean that's utility. Yeah, that's going to be a utility choice. So it actually should be very, very easy to convince the rest of my characters. Let me just see here what Benedict. I'm not going to actually do this. This one should listen to reason. Frederica.
Serenoa.
Cannot overlook Minister Sorcelet's black market dealings, let alone be party to them. I know that it means that even more will have to go without salt in the duchy, but still. I believe we should go to Hyzant and bring these crimes to light. Yeah, this one should listen to reason. And then Eridor.
Aye, lad.
Can't even imagine a proud and honorable house like ours committing a crime. I've got to go to Hyzant and report that no-good minister. Yeah, and this one should listen to reason. So, it's looking like this is going to be a pretty easy vote. Let's go to the streets, though, and actually do this exploration. Not going to talk to these... or do the conviction choices quite yet. It was no easy feat fearing all of Minister Sorcelet's provisions. It just goes to show how deep the pockets of the Saintly Seven are. Never thought their generosity would extend beyond Hyzant, though. To say I'm impressed would be an understatement. The Saintly Seven are highly revered in the Holy State. Claims of any illicit dealings would no doubt be met with skepticism. Alright. So there's the information on the Saintly Seven of Hyzant. Not looking like there's anything in this house. Okay. Let's see here. I owe you a debt of gratitude for these provisions. Looks like I'll be able to push on a little longer. One of the soldiers told me you're the reason we have food now. Thank you so much, Lord Serenoa. looking like there's anything in this house either. Okay. Here's another merchant. Let's buy everything he has. Oops. Oh, this guy doesn't have any accessories this time around. That's a shame. Alright, that looks like that's everything. Did I already go in here? No, I didn't. Here's that same old Wolfort cat. Quality stone was found, but your inventory is full. Alright, so I'm going to have to go sell one of those. Timber times 3 was found, but your inventory is full. Okay, so timber and quality stone. Sell. Timber times 3 and quality stone. Let's check this again. There we go. Alright, looks like there's something here. Yeah, ranged HP recovery pellet. My mom said it's thanks to you that we can eat again, so thank you. My child would go off to bed with an empty belly and tearful eyes, but no more. You have no idea how grateful I am for that. I may be able to procure goods and reopen my shop sooner than I thought, thanks to Hyzant's generous provisions. Okay. There's an oak. Now, I thought that if you use the hawk statuette, or if you reveal that hawk statuette, and what was that? Must have been chapter 7. I thought that this item would be missing. I don't know if that's the case though, and I think I mentioned that actually way back then. It said, I'm reading here. If the stall's removed, it should be on the marketplace area at the side behind the house. So I don't know. I can't say for sure if that's the case or not, but it does seem unlikely since it's an oak, and oak is a weapon upgrade material, and that stuff is hard to come by. So it seems unlikely to me that you know, if you use that, or if you reveal the 4th hawk statuette, that it would just completely be gone now. Again, I think that's very unlikely, but anyways. I could have swore that was the case when I played a long time ago. I vaguely remember coming across one of these and I was like, well, where's this freaking thing at? You know, and I couldn't find it, and I think that was, I could have swore that was the reason why. So I don't know. Anyways, here's the red anklet. I don't remember what this does. Let's see. I vaguely remember giving it to Rudolph. Let's see here. Red anklet. Increases strength and magic attack for 3 turns when you defeat an enemy. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So it's going to be, you know, really nice for somebody that's already doing kill shots. Yeah, I'm not sure who I want that on, actually. Let's toss it on him for now. I'm going to replace that HP amulet. You know, probably doesn't do that much good for somebody that, maybe like Frederica, who, you know, Yulio is probably going to be running around with her, giving her more TP, but also his buff, you know, buffs her in the same way, so I don't know that it's going to be that good on her. Maybe, though. Maybe it stacks anyway. I'm as grateful as anyone for Hyzant's provisions, but I can't imagine anyone giving so much without expecting anything in return. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm just not sure on that anklet. Well, I'm going to have to test that out a little bit more. I don't know that it's going to stack with, like, Yulio's Moment of Truth. It actually kind of seems like it probably wouldn't. Just because it seems like it's probably going to end up being a buff. Alright, so oak, HP, recovery pellet, quality stone and timber, red anklet. Okay, yeah, okay, so we're done with all the items. I'm going to save at this point. Going to try to not, you know, go over in terms of morality. Or, I guess, technically liberty is left as well, but I've mentioned this now a couple of times, but you know, I've got a lot of, oh, hang on a sec here. Oh, what the heck? Huh, I'm actually confused. It kind of looks like there's supposed to be, hang on, okay, that looks like a, where's this other, yeah, that's the Hyzan soldier, okay. Yeah, weird. Oh. It looked like there was supposed to be another... Weird. It looked like there was another conviction choice. With... Oh, maybe I just need to speak with Benedict. We'll see. Anyways, alright, so... Again, I mentioned this a couple of times. So what I'm looking to do here is actually get Decimal next. He requires 1,600 morality, and obviously I'm not at that point yet. But I also need to get Giovanna, and so I don't want to go too heavy on, you know, like morality right now. And we're about to get 100 at the very least, maybe even 150. So let's talk to these guys. It says, Sir Maxwell joined our army the moment we got news of Prince Roland's death. The timing is too convenient. I can't help but feel there's something else going on here. Alright, so this guy is the Wolfort soldier. The top option is liberty, middle is utility, bottom is morality. Again, I'm going to go with morality, so this is proof of his resolve, one which I support with all my might. Understood, sir. He is doing this for the sake of Wolfort and Glenbrook both then. I admire his resolve and will continue to serve as dutifully as always. All the other soldiers feel the same. You needn't worry about a thing, Lord Serenoa. Thank you. I could not have forgotten this far without all of you. Alright, next up. I'm happy that the provisions Minister Sorsley sent are being met with joy by the people. Is there anything you would like me to relay to him in return? Alright, so this is the Hyzantian soldier. The top option is utility, middle morality, bottom liberty. And again, I'm going to go morality here, so thanks to him we can rebuild our town. Please tell him that we will not forget his generosity. I shall do just that. I'm certain my liege would be happy to hear that he could be of service. But Minister Sorsley did want me to pass one more message on to you, Lord Serenoa. He says that gratitude should be shown not with words, but deeds. But of course, I will take those words to heart. A warning, no doubt. Perhaps Minister Sorsley is not so generous as others make him to be, or out to be after all. Yeah. Alright, so let's head on in. And we'll get this vote done. But yeah, I'm actually kind of confused here in terms of, it looked like there was supposed to be a conversation with Benedict that was going to result in some conviction. Alright, no, yeah, there is nothing, there's no conviction choices other than those two in town, so. Anyways, let's start with Benedict here.
We must decide.
Minister Sorsley is involved with trafficking illegal salt. It would be in our best interest to expose him before we get further involved. We may not escape entirely unscathed, but it must be done. I'm going to try to persuade him, though, that we should transport the salt to the duchy at the House End's behest. I see, so you believe we should follow Minister Sorsley's orders. Alright, so there's no guarantee we would succeed in exposing Sorsley, and should we fail, we would make enemies of both House End and the Holy State itself. Regardless of his motives, we owe him a debt, and I would rather not repay kindness with betrayal. And then right now, House Wolfort stands alone. We cannot risk losing Minister Sorsley's support. I actually like the top option the most. The odds of appealing to those in power in another nation and succeeding are certainly not in our favor. We have enough enemies as it is. It would be wise for us not to earn ourselves any more. There is still time, Benedict. I would like to continue our discussion. Very well, my lord. Is it safe to assume that you think exposing Minister Sorceley's crimes to be a reckless course of action? Yeah, it is. We haven't sufficient information to take action. Minister Sorceley is no fool. I doubt he would blindly trust us to carry out such an important deal, and then shaking Hyzant's faith in one of the Saintly Seven will be nigh impossible. I think just, yeah, this top option actually makes the most sense. Because, yeah, we just don't have the... but we have a clue. I think it's too early for us to give up the fight just yet. It's not giving up. You've made your position clear, Benedict. I only ask that you keep my words in mind. But, of course, my lord, allow me a moment more to make my decision. Alright, so he's deep in thought. Let's check Frederica.
Serenoa.
We cannot overlook Minister Sorceley's black market dealings, let alone be party to them. I know that it means even more will have to go without salt in the duchy, but still. I believe we should go to Hyzant and bring these crimes to light. I think we should actually transport the salt. Please, Serenoa, I must know why you are opposed to exposing Minister Sorceley's crimes. Alright, so right now House Wolfart stands alone. We are in sore need of House End support, or there is a time and place for everything, and now is not the time to bring Minister Sorceley to justice. And Mr. Sorceley is one of the Saintly Seven. Proving him guilty would be a struggle even with evidence of which we have none. Yeah, I like that one the most.
Surely.
Indeed, Mr. Sorceley's work has greatly benefited the Hierophant for many years. He must have great influence in the Holy State. If we went to them now, desperate as we are and lacking proof, there's a chance they would not believe us. Might we speak a little longer? I admit I am more than curious as to why you would make us an accomplice to Minister Sorceley's illicit dealings. Oh, it looks like there's an information option there down at the bottom, but I don't have that yet. Our relations with Esfrost are strained enough as it is. I would rather not make any more enemies if we can avoid it. Or I wish to know Esfrost's true intentions. We might glean something new if we go there. Relationship. I'd rather not make any more enemies. Yeah, let's go with the second one. I too would like to know what they're scheming, but our destination is enemy territory, and our recipient unknown. I fear there is just too much at stake. Let's return to our own councils, Frederica. I understand your feelings, as I hope you understand mine. Alright, so she's been moved by my words, meaning that combo looked like that was really good. So, alright, Anna is next.
Lord Serenoa.
Transporting illicit salt or reporting Minister Sorceley. Poor options both. I wish we had the option of taking neither path. I leave the decision in your hands, Lord Serenoa. Alright, so yeah, both of her options say that she would listen to reason. I think that's just because, man, and it's kind of interesting now that I've played through the game a couple of times, and I'm less convinced that there's perfect options for these conversations. I really just think so much of your success in voting comes from what your convictions actually are. So, yeah, again, I don't know that it matters a lot of times when it comes to what options you actually pick. But anyway, let's go with we should transport the salt. So you believe it better to do Minister Sorceley's bidding. Might I ask why? I like this top option already. If we know the way House End's illicit operations work, we may figure out a way to get the upper hand. Or there is no harm in gaining Minister Sorceley's trust, regardless of what unfolds in the future. Yeah, I definitely like the top one. I see, it will be easier to find the cracks in their defenses from the inside, and it may even give us an opportunity to strike. If that is our aim, I think it well worth the risk. Is there anything else you wish to know? There is. I cannot help wondering if being party to these acts would sully the Wolfort name. Our house honor is trivial at best. You needn't pay it any mind. That doesn't sound very good. Right now, we must do everything in our power to keep our people alive and the house standing. So long as we do, there will be a chance to reclaim our honor. Or the words of outsiders likely mean little against the Saintly Seven. If we bring charges against Minister Sorceley, he may just lay all the blame at our feet. I mean, that doesn't really address the honor, but I think I'm going to go with this bottom option anyway. The Saints hold tremendous influence in Hyzant. It certainly won't be easy to prove one of them guilty. On the contrary, they may use their position and power to indict us instead. An undesirable situation indeed, and one I would rather not find ourselves in. Thank you, Lord Serenoa. I see now where you stand. And then she's been moved. Yeah, so that was pretty good. Eredor is next. Can't even imagine a proud and honorable house like ours committing a crime. We've got to go to Hyzant and report that no-good minister. Alright, this one should listen to reason. Excellent. You're actually considering doing his dirty work? Why? House End has given us money and provisions. Would reporting them not be biting the hand that feeds? Or Minister Sorcelet is no fool. He is no doubt wary of our betrayal. Yeah, let's go with the bottom option. Can't deny that. This is a grave crime he's committing after all. That servant of his, Booker, is also nothing to sneeze at. If we're not careful, it could be our heads on the chopping block. I wish us not to be party to these crimes if we can avoid it, but things are not so simple, I'm afraid. I'm sure you've thought long and hard about it, but still, just thinking about dirtying our hands like that makes me sick to my stomach. Let's see here. If our accusations fall on deaf ears, we would make an enemy of both House End and the Holy State. The risk is far too great. Or I understand, but we must do this to see House Wolford survive. Please, Eredor, I ask you to bear this burden with us. Or running away from our problems will avail us nothing. Ill-earned though it may be, we need House End's coin. Yeah, I'm going to go with the second option. So you're willing to do whatever it takes for the sake of our house, eh? Then as your master-at-arms, there ain't no way I'm letting you do it alone. I admire your resolve, lad. Need more time to think on it. This won't be an easy decision either way. Alright, he's been moved by our words. So the only one was, I think, Benedict, who was only, I think it didn't say he was moved. I think it just said deep in thought or something like that. So let's see how this vote plays out.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we follow Sorslay's orders and smuggle salt across our borders, or do we take another path? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You make a convincing argument, my
All right, so Benedict definitely did vote with us. Actually, so this will probably be another unanimous vote then.
My faith in you.
Yep, I'm with you. So Frederica definitely did too. Gila always was going to.
I agree.
All right, Anna voted with us. Yeah, Hewitt was already going to vote with us anyway, and so Eredor is the last one here. I have faith in you, lad. Let's go to Ezra. All right, so yeah, that looks to me like that's a unanimous vote. So, yeah, even Benedict.
Will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Benedict was the only one from the the end of the conversation that I was not 100% sure if he was going to vote with us, but it did indeed play out that way. So. Yeah, unanimous. All right, good stuff.
The way forward is decided. We have no choice but to follow Sorslay's demands and bring the salt to Esfrost. We have chosen our path. We shall do as Minister Sorsley asks and deliver the salt to Esfrost.
Now that we have a heading, we need only move forward. Let us make haste.
Indeed. No matter how perilous the road ahead may be, we must not falter.
Anna, begin the preparations.
As you wish.
Okay, that is going to be it for this one. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.